I bought the 2022 LEGO Republic Fighter Tank, and overall, it's a pretty solid set. There's a lot of play features. You can put one of your clone boyos in the top hatch and even stuff a couple of them in the middle of the tank. Also, not to mention the spring-loaded missiles. This thing also has wheels so you can roll it around, which is pretty cool. The figures are also freaking epic. Like, come on, purple 187th Legion clone troopers, like, those dudes are pretty sick, even though they're technically not canon. Also, the Mace Windu is pretty awesome with that arm printing, and you also get a couple of battle droids. Also, something that just drives me nuts about this set is that this front compartment that opens up doesn't shut all the way flush. There's always this tiny little gap, and no matter how hard you try, you'll never get it to go away. But a lot of people have been complaining about how bad the fighter tank itself looks. Just the fighter tank though, not the figs. You guys are cool. But I would have to agree, the fighter tank definitely doesn't look so hot. So I decided to take a stab at trying to make it look a little bit better and more accurate to the vehicle we actually see in the Clone Wars.
What follows is a brief construction montage.
I started by disassembling basically the entire fuselage of the tank because, you know, that was the main part that people thought looked really bad. And I pretty much just left the entire base of the model as is because it already looked pretty good. Now, the first task and also the most challenging part of this build was to try and make that center little bubble part look way better than it did in the set. So I did a lot of tweaking and changing a lot of things around, trial and error, to try and get that shape as close to what you see in the Clone Wars as possible. And I was using this picture a lot for reference. After figuring out what I wanted to do with that front white X-Wing cockpit piece, I sort of just tried to build around it and figure out which slopes would look the best for the overall shaping of the fuselage of this fighter tank. And I ended up doing a snot technique. I thought, that looked the best after messing around and, trying a lot of different methods to accomplish that slope. But I thought that this method worked best, and then I also had to try to figure out how to attach that snot technique to the rest of the model while still making it sturdy enough so that it wouldn't just crumble apart when you were handling it and playing around with it. I also tried to keep a lot of the same pieces that were used to build the original set, but I ended up having to use quite a few pieces from my own collection, especially to accomplish the slopes in the front and also just for some filler brick on the inside. Anyway, I'll shut up so you can watch the rest of this build process in case you want to, try and modify your own Republic fighter tank, and we'll take a look at what I come up with at the end. Alright guys, here's what I came up with after modifying this set. In total, I probably spent about an hour and a half modding this set. You know, at first I spent about 30 minutes, you know, messing around with some things, and then hopped on Fortnite with the boys for a while, and then went back to it for about another hour. So I spent a solid chunk of time, you know, just trying to redesign the entire fuselage of this Republic fighter tank. And though it may not be perfect, I do, in my opinion, think that this is a little bit of an improvement over the actual Lego set. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm really curious to see what you guys think of this mod. Overall, I'm really liking that snot technique that I used for the front portion of the fighter tank there. The top hatch does still open, which is always great. And then I also flipped around the back hatch of the fighter tank so the studs were facing outward, made it look a little bit better there. Honestly, the biggest part was just switching around that white X-Wing cockpit piece. It's just really awkward to work with, and I mean, I ended up just like putting it flat in the front. I thought that looked the best than trying to, you know, do something else with it. I don't know, it's just a really weird piece. I wish they would have just like molded a new piece, or literally use any other piece but that, because it's just really weird. I know that, you know, they wanted to make it open up so you could put some figures in there and stuff like that, which it works great for playability and things like that, but it just doesn't look super great. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this mod video. This is a different type of video. I've never really done this before, but I had a ton of fun, and I'm really excited to see what you guys thought of this build. Also, let me know down in the comments below what other mods you would like to see in the future. I just really had a blast making this video and want to make some more in the future. But anyway, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.